Welcome to this series on cooking with the microbiome expert. We're going to talk about a wide variety of food and cooking topics. Okay, so what's a tasty, nutritious, delicious, filling meal we can make for the family? So with chicken, we have a lot of options. We can broil or bake chicken. With what? Well, we have, for example, we can put in some sweet potatoes with it. We can put in some regular potatoes as we bake it up as well. We can put in some onion, we can put in some carrot. We can even put in some leek if we wanted to. So again, you can go with the free-range chicken, or you can go with the factory-raised chicken. Ideally free-range, but they cost a hell of a lot more money and are harder to find. So previously we talked about we can add a bunch of different ingredients to the full chicken, and we can roast or broil that. But we have a lot of other options in addition to that with chicken. So I want to go over a few different recipes here. So one of our options with chicken is, in addition to the roasting, is if we can just simply boil it down. And we can just simply place it in the pot, boil it down, and suck all the goodness out of the skin and the rest of the chicken, the cartilage in general as well. And then make a soup out of that, just like we're doing with our soup over here with the marrow bones and the chicken heart, chicken liver. We can also put the same marrow bones, chicken heart, chicken liver, chicken feet in the soup as well. So that's one option with the chicken, using the whole chicken, and you get to suck all the fat, assuming it's a properly raised chicken, suck all the goodness out of the chicken skin as well. So we'll continue on with our chicken recipes here. So we're just going to make this quick and easy. So we take a couple more, and so now we have our 4 recipes we're going to do using the chicken. And again, obviously this is just for a demonstration for one person. Now you can go with skin, without skin, up to you. So with our 4 recipes, we're going to have chicken Jenny, which is honey with ginger. We're also going to have chicken with honey and mustard, so that's another option. We're going to have curry chicken, and the last option is we're actually going to bread it with garbanzo flour with a little bit of coconut shreddings. So we're going to start with this recipe. So what do we have here? We have this, this is garbanzo bean flour. So again, a good source of some prebiotics. We have our free-range egg, and we have a little bit of shaved coconut and this incredibly large whisk. So what we're going to do is just combine those 2 there, and then just whisk these guys together. Take our chicken from before, and then just simply coat that in some of our egg. And then we're going to put that into our base here. And we got a nice coated chicken, which is then going to be sauteed on low with some extra virgin olive oil in this pan right here. And you can have that with, whatever you want, rice, pasta, vegetables, whatever it may be. Okay, so now we're going to look at some curry chicken. This is a super simple recipe. So I buy a special organic curry blend from online. I get organic for one huge reason, is because it's not irradiated. So many of you may or may not know that a lot of our spices are irradiated to prevent the growth of certain things you don't want growing in the spices. But I prefer to have my spices apparently growing some crazy stuff in them because I don't want it irradiated. So, and I also store my curry powder in the fridge to keep the growth down if there is in fact any at all. Curry powder is amazingly healthful. It is loaded with phytochemicals, and the #1 ingredient is turmeric, which is why so many people are out there taking these curcumin-based supplements, because it helps blunt the inflammatory response. Not only is it turmeric, but it's a number of different ingredients and different percentages, which depends on the individual blend. So very simply, we're just simply looking at a little bit of chicken and some curry powder, and again with the extra virgin olive oil I talked about previously, sauteed on low in our saute pan. Okay, so we have another chicken recipe here, honey mustard chicken. Now some honey is made by simply feeding the bees sugar water. So we're looking for a honey that's more obviously natural, where the bees are able to forage and produce a honey with a lot of phytochemicals. And the mustard I work with is a Dijon mustard, which again has more ingredients, more richer ingredients, more phytochemicals as well, not just your simple kind of basic put together, plain yellow mustard. All right, so very simple. We're just gonna take some mustard here and then apply the mustard to the chicken, because otherwise it would not be honey mustard chicken without the mustard. And we'll do the same for the honey. And again, we're gonna just go ahead and you could do this however you want. This is how I'm doing it for the camera. And I'll go into our pot over here, which is a little hot. We'll turn down that as soon as I clean my hands off. And again, I mentioned olive oil earlier. Okay, so now we're going to use some ginger for a couple different recipes. One for our soup, which we started earlier, and then one for this chicken dish right here. So this is going to be a very simple ginger with mustard dish. And again, I like to cook from scratch. I don't like to buy any ginger powder. There. So we'll have our ginger, and we're going to have our our honey, and we're just going to make a honey ginger chicken. Now, with the ginger, and also true for garlic as well, is we want to be very careful. We don't want to burn these guys. We want to saute them on very low. So we can do a couple different strategies when we're cooking with garlic and ginger. We can cook them first on low, separate them, and then add the chicken, and then make sure the chicken's cooked through and through. So what I do with this particular dish is I'll saute up the ginger on low first, put that to the side. Then I'll saute up the chicken in the olive oil, make sure that's cooked thoroughly through. Then at the last minute, I will add the ginger and the honey to get the flavor to them all, and then take that out. That way we're not burning our ginger, we're not burning the olive oil, and we're not burning the honey. And we have yet another chicken option here, which is a very simple lemon caper. So we'll just take our lemon and just take out our juice here, and we already have our capers here. And then it's kind of the same principle, again, cooking on low with the olive oil. And so here's our piece of chicken. And again, typically I like to add in the flavor later on. I'm going to make sure the chicken's cooked through first. We get the lemon juice later, and the capers later. We'll show that in a little bit. Chicken now for our honey ginger chicken, or chicken Jenny, is again fully sauteed. And now we're going to add in the ginger that I sauteed up separately so it didn't burn. And then we're going to add in the honey as well, so that you don't burn those sugars in addition. And again, we're only talking about a question of just another minute here. Let me know in the comments if you tried and liked any of these recipes or some version thereof. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.